Sounds like a skill issue. You need to get better at the game. You're just bad, kid. The game was supposed to be unbalanced. What did you expect when the developers said that the game was gonna be unbalanced? This is how it should be. Just get into training mode and lab. I've never played a Budokai Tenkaichi game, but I'm gonna pretend that I do so I can fit in more.
If you're one of these goofy ass people that are saying that the game is supposed to be unbalanced, you guys are just complaining and whining and crying, you need to go
kill yourself now.
Okay, that was harsh. I didn't really mean that, but it's just a kind of a representation of my frustration and my anger that I have towards this community right now. Because you're not adding anything to the conversation whatsoever. Honestly, it's horrendous that you people even exist. You got so many people on here who are trying to big dog you into saying that, that they're Tenkaichi veterans and that, you guys bought an unbalanced game. They said it was going to be unbalanced, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you are telling me a lot with what you're saying. You're telling me that you are one of these people that plays Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Vegito, Jiren, UI Goku all the time. Now, I want to preface by saying this. Playing those characters inherently is not a bad thing. They're in the game for a reason. You want to play those characters, go for it. But when they're your sole reason to why you win, and you only play those characters and don't experiment, and then on top of that, when you lose with those top tier characters by somebody who's better than you, and then you rage quit, very telling of how much of a person that you are. And you're also not a Tenkaichi veteran as much as you claim that you are. This fan base, I swear to God, is going to be the death of this game. It's going to suffer the same fate that the Naruto Storm games do online. It's going to suffer the same fate as Xenoverse did online, where this game's player base is going to drastically fall off, as it already kind of has. Yes, the game is supposed to be unbalanced. Nobody is denying that. We've already known this since the day that it was announced. We knew that the game was going to be unbalanced, but here's my thing, right? Is that this isn't 2007 anymore. This is 2024. We need more balance in games. And a lot of people use that the series was always unbalanced from the very beginning excuse all the time. And it's like, sure, it was, but it wasn't unbalanced to this degree. Balanced and broken are two completely different things. This game is just broken. The mechanics are broken. A lot of shit about the combat system is broken. It's not a skill issue when you are getting spammed and you are getting cheesed by mechanics that are completely out of your control, or your controls lock up because of glitches, or there's server lag that screws up your timing, or again, there's just cheesy tech, a lot of unblockable ultimates. It feels like 60% of the game, if not more, has an unblockable ultimate that you just can't do anything about unless you have After Image Strike or you're extremely goated. Which, again, not everybody's going to be able to do a lot of that goated defense all the time. You're a human being. You're not going to be able to be perfect, right? The old Tenkaichi games were unbalanced, but they also had things in them that made them a lot more fun and a lot more fair. So even if you were using a lower tier character against a higher tier character, you're going to have a little bit more of a difficult time in those older games too. However, you still have a good chance to win because of things like key sickness and the fact that certain character stats weren't that ridiculous. Ultimates weren't doing nearly as much as they do in this game. But the biggest thing is key sickness. That was one of the biggest mechanics in the older games that made fights a lot more fair and a lot more fun, because you couldn't just spam After Image Strike or go into sparking mode and just expect to go right back into sparking mode again. Like, it was very hard to do that, because once you did those things, your ki was extremely slow to charge up, which is obviously not a good thing, and it encourages the person to not spam those skills and use them when absolutely necessary, and to also play more aggressively so that they can get more ki instead of running away across the map, charging up, waiting to get into sparking mode and using it as a crutch to get a W. I've seen so many people in this game, including myself, who are better than the other person that they're fighting, but they still lose because the other person ran away the whole match, used cheesy tactics to get their sparking mode off with these instant sparking skills, and then they get a bullshit unblockable ultimate off, and they win the match, even though the person that they were, losing against was way better than they were. I've seen that happen multiple times. I've seen it happen to so many different content creators and people I've seen in player match lobbies, it is a very real thing. It's like this game's issues are a mixture of the community being shit, but also the developers just doing a really terrible job at like balancing certain overpowered skills. The amount of characters in this game that have an instant sparking skill and unblockable ultimate is absurd. But you know what? That's fine. Have them keep the abilities, but they need to cost more. There needs to be a bigger risk to using these abilities. After Image Strike should not cost 3 bars. Same thing goes with instant sparking skills. They should not cost 3. Power up to the very limit and full power, all these different skills that go into instant sparking should not cost 3. They should cost the maximum amount. So you have to make a decision. Do you want to go into instant sparking mode and potentially get some really good damage off and an ultimate, but then risk being in key sickness? Or do you want to save your points to use them towards other skills like solar flare or revenge counter and all this stuff? There needs to be decision making again in these abilities. Having them just be 3 makes no sense, because a common thing that you'll see is that somebody will go into instant sparking mode, and over that period of time their stocks are still going up. And if you're trying to attack them or trying to defend against them, their stock is going to go up even faster. So no matter what, even if they do use an instant sparking skill, they're going to get those points back to go back into instant sparking again after the sparking mode is done. They'll hit you with an ultimate. You'll maybe live with like 1.5 or just 1 bar of health, and for some dumb reason you're locked off when an ultimate happens, which I think is really stupid. So you're knocked away across the map. You can't see them. Even when you're pointing the camera at them, you can't see them. And then the other person basically just runs away, goes into instant sparking mode again, repeats the process, you're dead. Again, I've even seen people that are really good at defending against these strategies, and they still lose. So no, before any troglodytes try to come into the comment section saying that's a skill issue and that people need to get good, that's not always the case. In some cases, sure, right? But telling people that are criticizing the game that they're just crying and whining and that they just need to take it and blah 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 blah, that makes no sense, and you're just completely devaluing everybody's criticisms about this game because you're trying to defend it so much. I really like Sparking Zero. It's a very fun game, and nothing in my body will ever tell me that the game is bad, because it is not a bad game. It is very fun, and it's got a lot of stuff to offer, but at the same time, this is 2024. This is not 2007. There needs to be changes to this game, or else the game is going to die a severe death. And these people, this community, is filled with so many toxic people that cannot understand that this game has issues, it has glitches, it has all kinds of things that need to get changed, quality of life changes that need to be made in order for this game to be the best that it can be. I know that I started off the video being super toxic towards y'all, but at the same time, you people don't deserve it, because you guys don't deserve any kind of niceness with the way that you come into these comment sections and just shit on everybody that has valid criticisms of this game. You are going to be the death of this game. You are the absolute feces of this fucking community. You need to just leave. Go back to Xenoverse. Nobody wants you here. Please go back to Xenoverse and keep your limit burst, running away, charging away, coward tactics over in that game, and then leave the people that actually want to enjoy the game for this community. That's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I just really enjoy this game, and I want it to get better, and it's just the community really has been the worst part of this game so far. Despite all the glitches, issues, whatever, it's really been the people that have been ruining the experience for this game, not just for me, but for a lot of other people. Go look at other content creators that are criticizing the game and, you know, having their discussions about this, like even on Twitter and stuff. They're talking about not just the broken mechanics, but the people that play this game, because they are truly ruining it with all the rage quits, all of the high and mighty talking that they do, and it's ridiculous. I would like them to just go away. They're really not worth your time talking to at all. If you ever see them trying to argue with you in a comment section, don't even take them seriously, because they don't know what they're talking about. So anyways, that's my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe you had a few laughs at the start of the video. I don't know. Maybe I pissed you off at the very start of the video. It is what it is. I just wanted to get my raw, unadulterated thoughts out there. So hope to see you guys in my next video. Please like, subscribe. I plan on doing more just discussion videos about random topics and things that I love going forward. And hey, if you want to have a discussion in the comment section, let's do it. If you want to have a debate, let's maybe do that. I don't know. I don't really care. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.
ありがとう。